Hello, my name is Nico Rockenzuis, and in this video I would like to show you in every detail how the eSense mobile app works for the eSense Muscle Pro Edition. For this demo I have connected myself to an eSense Muscle. I have that device right here, and I've connected again my hands. One hand is channel 1, black, white and yellow electrode, and the other hand is channel 2, red and green, so I can use my hands and contract and loosen them during the video to demo you some of the feedback options and to adjust the signal and have some real muscle signal for you during demonstration. I'm using my iPad here now, but before we go and look into the iPad eSense app, let's have a look at our website, because I need to tell you a little bit on details about the eSense Muscle. When you're going to mindfield.de, then turn the page to English and go to Biofeedback Products, eSense Muscle. This is the product page you will find, and there you have all the information in detail about the eSense Muscle to read. You can order the Home Edition and Pro Edition in our shop or download the manual. Some words about the difference. The Home Edition is for private end users and it just has one channel, and the Pro Edition is the full professional version with 2 channels and includes this mobile app as well and some more features on the web app, while the Home Edition features the web app only. But this is also very complex and nice software, so have a look at the other video for the web application, and you can see some screenshots and everything here as well. So in summary, we have 2 applications for the eSense Muscle, one running in the browser and another one to be installed on the smartphone or tablet. We highly recommend to use a tablet for the eSense Muscle because you need a bigger screen. If you know our other eSense sensors already, then you might already have the eSense app because it's the same mobile app. And here on the page, you have the download link again for the iOS App Store. And now at June 2022, there is something specific about Android at the moment. Unfortunately, you have to download the latest version of the eSense mobile app for Android from our website using that button here, and then install it on your Android tablet manually. You need to transfer it somehow with USB cable or Dropbox or something, and then install that APK file. Manually allow the installation from unknown sources, that's how it's called, unfortunately. And then you have the Android app supporting the eSense Muscle. For all the other eSense sensors, you don't have to do it that way. You can use the Google Play Store and get the app from there. And we hope that for the latest version of the app, this has technical reasons with Google and Android 12, we will be able to launch the latest version in the Google Play Store soon as well. So then this step of manual installation is not needed for Android. For iOS, it's completely working perfectly fine as usual. Just download the app from the App Store. And then, yes, let's have a look at my iPad. And I have a Bluetooth mouse that I can turn on here so that we have a mouse cursor that I can use to demo you the app. And later on, when we use the eSense Muscle, I have to turn the Bluetooth mouse off. Otherwise, there will be some problems with the Bluetooth connection. I figured that out. So that's normal if you have a Bluetooth mouse, but I guess you don't have. I never use it as well, only for this demonstration so that I can show you this cursor. So when you start the app for the first time, you can decide on having an account or not an account. Continue without account. The eSense Muscle is not yet implemented also by June 2022 with our cloud functions, so use it without account is totally fine. There won't be any features for the eSense Muscle with the account, but if you have other eSense sensors as well, of course, and you have an account, you can just normally use it as you like. So I hit continue without account, and now I'm in the screen to choose the eSense Muscle and the other eSense I have here as well. And when I choose that, I'm able to select Open Training or Procedures. If you have bought the eSense Muscle Pro Edition and have installed the app for the first time, you will be asked for password that is password protected for the Pro Edition users. So you get a password with your order via email. So then you can unlock the Pro Edition in this app. And this has to be done only once. Otherwise, then later on, it won't be asked again, this password question. So I go for Open Training now. And this is the new screen for Open Training on my iPad. It includes the bar chart, the video, some numeric values here, and the oscilloscope. Yeah, and now let's go and start a measurement. So I will go to settings here, and I will turn on my eSense muscle now. It takes about a few seconds to boot and to start, to be ready. And then I can hit Connect eSense muscle, and there it is, selected from that list, tapping on it, and then hit the check mark. And after a few seconds, it says it's paired and ready to use. Battery level is 82%. So what's next? I have to go through the configuration. I have two channels that I have connected now. I can choose either channel 1 or channel 2 only if I want, or both, like I have now. Choose some color for the channel, and a filter. The filter is, we have three types: a narrow one, 100 to 200 hertz, a middle one, and a very large wide bandpass. So I recommend go for the smallest at the beginning, and that cuts a little bit of the muscle signal, but it also cuts some artifacts like pulse artifacts. So then you have the best quality of the signal, but maybe a little less signal. So if you're going for really tiny muscles with little muscle activity, then you may want to look at the other filters as well. You can just switch them. The refresh interval is just something, how fast the signal is displayed. Depends a bit on your device. If you're running on a lower end device, you can increase that interval a little bit. Then it's less performance needed. And before we go to the feedback settings of video and tones and music and everything, and contraction helper, and before we do that, just start a measurement, and then I show you some feedback here. So I turn off my Bluetooth mouse now, and I go back to Open Training and start the recording, and you see 3, 2, 1, 0, and here is my muscle signal. Yeah, so when I contract one hand, blue line goes up, and when I contract the other hand, you see the orange line is channel 2, goes up. Loosen, contract, loosen, contract, loosen, like this, or synchronous, like this. Yeah, you see it's reacting really nice and quickly on my muscle activity. And I can increase the zoom here a little bit for the bar charts. There's this zoom slider at the top left I touch now, so then I see the bar charts a little better. I have also this zoom slider here beside the oscilloscope, but that's normally perfectly in automatic mode. When I hit the little square icon with the arrows in the corners of the oscilloscope and bar chart and video, then I can maximize here, for example, the oscilloscope now. So then you have a full screen view of the curve. That's also pretty nice. And sometimes you just want to show the curve a little bit like this. Yeah, see, playing around now with contraction and loosening my muscles. Okay, now we have the tablet in horizontal or landscape view, and you can also maximize the bar charts. Then it looks like this, and you can play around with the bar charts or the video. And the video feedback has already been setting in a setting that it gets bright when I contract and it gets dark when I loosen. You see that's already active from the demo video in German I did before. So normally it's by default no feedback selected, but now we have already pre-selected the video brightness setting. And this is also a nice feature that you can control the brightness of the video by your muscle activity. I show you how that works. So now I turn back my device to portrait mode, and go to settings again. And while the session is running, I can now manipulate the settings here. And first of all, let's have a look at the feedback options. Feedback channel is channel 1, so the video reacts only to my channel 1. I have to decide which one I want to use for most feedback types, as they are made to be coupled to just one signal. So I can decide between channel 1 or channel 2, but not both. Otherwise I would need some complex algorithm to somehow mix these two channels together, and that's not what we wanted here. Feedback direction is to raise, so we get positive feedback when we contract the muscles, when the signal goes up, when it raises. Okay, and feedback response time is short, so always is a setting that's useful for muscle activity, that you get a quick response. This is a general setting for other eSense sensors, like temperature feedback, for example. You might want to have a little bit delayed response. Sometimes that's a good idea. Okay, now let's look at the video. When I scroll down, you see I have this video beach at sunset. Let's go for maybe the stardust here, and let's go from brightness to maybe blur. This is an auto mode. It says it's looking in an auto correction time frame of 30 seconds for the minimum maximum of my values, and it interpolates in between to find the best settings for in this case blurriness. So when I'm losing my muscle activity and going down to the minimum, it's blurry the video, as you see. When I contract it, it gets sharp. Yeah, that's pretty nice effect as well. So now with my channel 1 video coupled to channel 1 video blurriness. Then we have something similar for music, so where you can turn on the music feedback. Unfortunately, I cannot show that to you, as I cannot bring this music output to this video I'm recording now. But here you can choose a song, some music of your own. By the way, also some music, some video of your own, some custom video you can choose as well, and music here as well. Get your own music or videos from your device. Feedback direction is also raise here. Playback rate feedback is the music type feedback you can see here. The playback rate feedback. That means the music is played faster or slower when your contraction of muscle activity changes. So with raising activity, you get positive feedback. It's played normal at normal speed, and with lower muscle activity, you get negative feedback, and this means that the music is played a little slower, and you can choose the tempo here with this slider, and 90% is the default setting. Beside the music feedback, we also have some tone feedback you can turn on. It's quite similar. You can choose an instrument, and that instrument is changing its pitch, and with your muscle activity, that's also pretty nice to use. And we have some smart bulb feedback that you can connect some real Philips Hue bulb and change the color and brightness of that with muscle activity. Really cool feature, and it's more explained in detail in another YouTube video, so I cannot explain every detail of the app now. I don't want to do that. I want to focus on the muscle specific things. And the contraction helper I turn on now and go back here to training, and then I can swipe over here, and then I have a little contraction helper on the right, like this circle increasing and decreasing with a nice background image I can choose. And then I need to contract and loosen my muscles in the same way I do it here with a contraction helper. Okay, so there you can customize that in every detail, how many seconds you want to contract, hold, loosen, hold, and again. So this is a nice way to train some muscle contraction and loosening in a defined pattern. So you can set some markers at the lower right corner, something to mention as well. I stop it now, and in the end there is this survey asking me what was my position. I'm sitting on a chair, and I have my left and my right body hemisphere used on my left and right hand, of course. I can choose here the gender and some preset templates here for the hands. for different body parts. I have the hands here now, so left and right hand. I can also take a picture of the electrode positions, which is a nice feature that you can use when you put the electrode somewhere and you just wanted to remember it for the next time. Just take a picture with the camera of your smartphone or tablet, and then this picture is stored together with your recording in the archive. You can specify some muscle name and add some notes, and then hit the check mark on the bottom right corner. Then we have a summary, 6 minutes 55 seconds, filter, refresh interval, lost package percentage 0, so all data stream was fine. Channel 1 and 2 minimum and maximum values that are interesting as well, of course, in muscle training. And we can swipe over, and then we have again the curve here to look at, with one very high peak near the end. And we can go to the archive, but for doing that, I can turn off the eSense muscle sensor now and turn on my mouse again. So now you have this pointer. I go to the archive here, and in the archive you see there are some other recordings already that I've been doing, and also some older ones. And here is the latest recording that we did now. You can look at that again, or for example just look at the data for channel 1 and it looks like that, or only channel 2, or both. And you can rename the recording here if you like. Normally it's recording and then date. That's still because I was having my iPad in German before. And yeah, you have all the statistics here, the survey, and the muscle name. And you can export that recording as CSV file, so you can have a look at it later in Excel or any other spreadsheet program, or export as PDF file and print it out, this curve. So what else can you do in the archive? You can do some analysis of the time and minimum and maximum length, and compare sessions in between each other. And what else do we have? We have the help button here, this little info button that loads the in-app help, which gives you a broad knowledge on how to use the device and do a biofeedback training procedure. That's also explained here. So have a look there with some example recordings and electrode positions, and some more manuals and videos and feedback form. So there is a lot you can look at. And in the end, I would like to show you the procedures. The procedures is the other part to open training. A procedure is a defined biofeedback training that we have some demo here included, but also you can create your own procedure. Let's do that quickly. I hit the plus button here at the top corner. And again, I need to connect to the eSense muscle when I want to run a procedure. But for now, let's go for test 2, because test 1 already exists. And here we have the general settings again. And now we want to add some module. If you want to find out more about the procedures, have a look at the extra video on the app where I explain that more in detail and more step by step. I add a module here now. You can add as many modules as you want of any type, like video, image file, audio file, arrow, bar graph, oscilloscope, contraction help, etc. I go now for the oscilloscope with 120 seconds length, and chart type both means that it's including the normal curve from the eSense and the contraction helper curve that is also available, and you can choose the contraction helper settings here. Let's go for sphere, and yeah, I do not want to configure that more in detail now, but that's my oscilloscope module here. And I hit OK, and now I turn on my eSense muscle again to show you this in a real recording. Turn off my Bluetooth mouse so that they won't disturb each other. And now I hit the play button on the test, and it says I'm not paired already. Okay, I can here go here and connect again with this dialog as the eSense muscle is now started. And searching, paired, ready to use, play. Now the device turns to horizontal landscape mode again. And now you see an oscilloscope with a contraction helper on the right, and I do it now, contract, 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 more, 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 and I loosen, 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 both hands. And again, and loosen, loosen, loosen. Yeah, so that's just a 2 minutes oscilloscope that I can follow now with the curve on the left, the contraction help on the right. And you can add more modules, and you can define a real nice biofeedback training that can be repeated and give the standardization to that training, where you say I have a 2-minute video and 5-minute oscilloscope and bar charts and some spoken audio instructions, maybe add some images with some shown instructions, like some text, some nice images that could be PowerPoint slides you insert here or something. So you can create a really nice package of training procedures that can be analyzed, exported, recorded, etc., shared with other users. So these are the procedures, and I stop that now. Then you also have that survey and this overview, this curve at the end, our results. If you have more modules than that, not only this one, then you can see that in a different background coloring as well. Yeah, this is the demonstration of the eSense Muscle mobile app for the Pro Edition. I hope you liked it, and please have a look at our other videos as well to find out more about the eSense Muscle. And thank you very much for listening and watching to the end. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.